Ooh, nice. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Alrighty, first thing, what am I gonna use? So, my choice on what to use, the ink and the pen. And if I'm drawing a Zentangle, I need to be aware of line and fill-in space. So I've decided to use Fountain Pen Revolution. This is the Rialto, and it actually has a number 5 flex nib on it. I don't want a lot of flex. This one doesn't flex as much as the extra fine ultra flex that they have in the Jaipur. And the ink I've decided to use is an ink I haven't used in a long time. This is Ferris Wheel Press Lights on Broadway. I'm going pink today. I'm going pink. And pink has nothing to do with this pen. Yeah, these two are going together. Let's ink this puppy up. If you don't know, what I'm doing is I'm not putting a lot of ink in it because I just need to get a day's worth of writing. Deep enough. That's all I need. I mean, literally, that's all I'm inking it up with. First up, series notebook. Lamy Joy Calligraphy nib. This is the second notebook, my Inky Play notebook, and I just draw in here, just shapes. I'm into this. Actually, I got from an Etsy store. If I remember which one I got it from, there's a leather cover for an A6 size. I will put it in the description. So it's just, I've only done a few so far, just doodling. Basically, this is my doodle space. And this is Interstellar Bronze, and it has, but this is not about Interstellar Bronze. Move it on, keep it going. Oh, love that. Alrighty, let's get to the Zentangle I want to create. And I want something there as well to keep it in place. What is this one? Swatch. None of that, but the sheeniest ink. Oh, because I made a mistake on that one. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Sheeniest sheen ink. That's what we're going at. Okay. For this one, I think I'm going to use my swatch cards because I've not bought a whole lot of sheening inks after I started my Clairefontaine notebook. So I'm going to go to my swatch cards. I'm going to pick out those swatches and then come back and show you what I got. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Alrighty, these are the 10 inks that I picked that I have inked up on swatch cards. And as it's, what does it say? It says my sheeniest sheen ink. Sheening, I should say, but you know, I was writing quickly. Okay. If we're going with the definition, I have to pick out a few that don't fit the category. First, I'll pick out dark lammy. Although this is a very sheeny ink, look at that gorgeousness, lammy dark lilac. I just used this for day 3, I believe it was, so that's out of the running immediately. I have this inked up in a pen. This is a regular ink in a pen, Birmingham Pen Interstellar Bronze. That is not going to be it. What else needs to come out? I just finished writing with this one. This is Colorverse Blue Dragon. Love this. The sheen on this is stellar. By the way, I've started using the word stellar recently and it comes out all the time, so you might hear it throughout this whole video. So I won't be using this one. Okay, that leaves these what, 7. I'm going to pick out the ones now that are not the sheeniest. I don't have a lot of this actually, so that doesn't even have the running. I think I have a drop of that in a sample. That's these 3. This is not as sheeny as some of the others, nor is this one. It says Diamond and Coal Pen Slot. I forgot to write the H on that one. Looky there. Was that months later? Okay, these are the ones. Envy, I'm thinking Envy is not as sheeny as these. So I'm gonna cull this list down again. Sailor Dipton is usually, they say to put it in a dip pen only. I'm gonna go with that for that particular reason. I think it actually would be a beautiful color to write with, but for what it says, don't put it in a pen, I'm gonna listen to that for now. I still haven't experimented by putting it in a pen. So it is one of these 2. I haven't used Organic Studios Nitrogen in forever. Look at that sheen, my gosh. And then of course, Sheen Machine. What? Look, let me see if I can get it. I'm looking in my viewfinder now to see how sheeny they can be. So it's one of these 2 I will be choosing. I'm going to set up to ink now, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Boom! This is what I've decided. I'm going to use, I haven't used Organic Studios Nitrogen in forever. And I think it's time for it to make its cameo appearance. And then one of the pens on the list. What? I'm going to have to be right back. Ooh, okay, I am back. That was a double ordeal. Let me explain what happened. I opened both of those inks, both of them, Sheen Machine, and oh, that was it. So I opened both of the inks, the bottles, per se, and then I proceeded to do a swatch test to see really which one, not only one did I want to use, but 2, which one was really sheeny. And I decided to pick one of them. You saw, it was the Organic Studios Nitrogen, one of my favorite inks I haven't used in a while. What I did when I swatched each individually, I shook both bottles. I'm not sure why I should. If ink has properties, I shake, and I need to get out of that habit, because I think that's what happened. The ink got around the actual inside threads and leaked out. Because it wasn't leaking, it was tightly closed, it wasn't leaking. And I went to wash my hands, and the ink kept coming. It kept coming. And this, let me show you this. This is just from the top of the jar, the container. That is all. There's another paper towel that's filled with ink from the first session I washed. But what I want to show you the thing that I used. I used this. I got this a while ago, and it's from Private Reserve. It's their luxury professional hand ink remover. And you saw my hands. I showed them to you before, and look at it, does a pretty good job. I still got some ink around the cuticle area, but that was a lot of ink spillage. What? Okay, I will leave the bottle open. I won't close the bottle until I finish all the swatching. But I want to show you another thing. I have put the ink in a jar. It's a metal cup that I use for water. I got a couple of, I was going to use this to swatch, but wouldn't work. So this is sitting in there, so I'm not, if I hit the jar is in here. I wanted to make sure I didn't hit the jar. So it will stay open off to the side, way over to the side, so I don't mess with it. Let's get to inking this up. Let's do this. This was the pen. Oh, I'm not taking this out of there. So if you didn't see me, if I can't remember if I showed you the bottle and the pen together. This is the pen. This pen is my Estabrook Honeycomb. This is the SD pen in honeycomb with a journaler. What in the world? Journaler. There you go. Nib on it. You thought I was going to say it again. Hey. So this is what I will be inking up the pen with. You'd think I'd shy away from this ink, but now I'm just like, let me at you. Now I can't even see. And when I ink up through the nib, I draw it up, push it down, and then I do a second one. And it gets a better pull. I'm going to just leave that right there. Alrighty, let's do this. This is my series notebook. Look at all these colors, y'all. Look. See the Lamio start day 3. There we go. Such goodness. Oh my god, that shimmer is just to die for. And Ferris wheel press from yesterday. That is such sweet goodness. Anyway, let's get on to what's next. Let's do with my Lamy, what is this? My Lamy Joy calligraphy nib. That's what I'm using to write all of these at the top, the brands at the top. Oh my goodness, let's start this journey. Don't mess up now, okay? Don't, you just do your thing. My goodness, look at how that coats that eyedropper. Wow. By the way, if you don't know, I am using a straw to blow. I found that the other one, the one that I use the second, doesn't give enough spreading. There you go. You dry over there. We get to the swatch notebook. Here we go. I'm just loving these pages. Look at that. Loving the pages. Okay, who are we at next? I'm going to use my swizzle stick, I think. I'm just gonna mix. I find that the mixing actually helps, but what I was doing was shaking it, and that's not good. This is my round nib that I'm using. I think it's the B1. I'm thinking it's in my, always in my description if you want to find out the stuff that I'm using, that I regularly use, I should say. I wonder how this will pull with water. We will see right now. Whoa, look at that go. That's pretty awesome. There's something I want to show you from yesterday. What I've been writing is the ink name. I'm not writing the pen that I'm using because this is all about inks. And I wrote in the pen in there yesterday. And my go-to for this is, because I don't want to use correction tape, the ink doesn't work well on correction tape. I actually have I take a page from the back, cut out a piece of the paper and just glue it over. So this, I'm actually writing on the paper and not just on correction tape, which doesn't work very well. Oops, no, I want to write that in first. Alrighty, now to today's ink. Let's get that started. I just want to show you, this is my cheat sheet. I'm actually still doing a cheat sheet. I'm going to ink that up today. I think I used the wrong one too for the thing there. One last thing to get done, and that's the bingo card. Let's get this puppy out there. Look, it's filling up. I love seeing the circles all filled up. What are we doing? We are day 12. Day 12. Yeah. Alrighty, day 12 in the bag. Sweet. When I wrote this, I erased it, and then I'm thinking, no, but that's part of the challenge. Do things that you wouldn't normally do. Number 11, write all day with a pen from my least favorite or unused pen drawer. Okay, let's get that drawer out. Ugh. Here we go. Okay, these are the pens. Let me go out just a smidgen more. This is my unused pen drawer. A few of these are sentimental. A few of these are, like these three, they don't work properly. That's my Pelican that I'm going to get a Nibmeister look at, but these don't work properly, so that's why they're over there. And these I just don't use. I don't fancy using them. But these are the two that started me back in the pen hobby. In 2013, these are the two I bought. I have no clue where I got this preppy from. No clue. Platinum Plaisir. I think that's how you say it. I got these two. I didn't use them a whole lot when I got them. This is a grip. That's the only Kaweco I own. And then this one is, this one, I don't even know, I don't even remember when this came into my collection. I don't. This one is the, it's called the Rook. I've never heard of it. You can see how old this is. It's got manky stuff on the top. Oh, manky stuff that's now on my nail. Okay, so write all day from a pen, with a pen, It's my least fave for unused drawer. So, I'm not gonna go least fave because I won't make myself mad. I am going to use unused. Still work, but unused. And it won't be the Lamy because I already used the Lamy. I'm not fancying the grip. I think it's one of these two. Let's see. It would be interesting to use this one, only because I've never used it. And it would also be interesting to use my Kaweco because it's been ages since I've inked this puppy up. Look, it's even got a stain on it at the top. Whatever color I used last was blue. Okay, let me pick the ink. It's one of these two. Let me pick the ink and I will show you what I've chosen. Alrighty, so here we go. We have the Rook and then we have the Kaweco Sport. So, I inked this one up first, but for some reason I could not get this ink. Whatever was in it before kept coming out. So, between these two, I'm no longer going to use this one. I still want to figure out what's happening with that. But the pen and the ink are these two. This is, let's get you out of the way. This is the Kaweco Sport in Blush. I haven't used this in more than a year. And this ink is Neptune's Necklace. So these two. This is for today. It is already inked up. So let's just get to what we need to get to, shall we? Open up that ink. First one is, oh, so cool. By the way, today is the 13th. This is day 13's ink, and today also happens to be my older sister's birthday. So happy birthday, Sui! Happy birthday, my sis! Alrighty, first we're going to write the brand name. Okay, let's get. My eyedropper is Menki. So get the other one out. Needs to be cleaned. I mean, it needs to be cleaned from all that blue ink yesterday. Jeez, nitrogen. Oh, Organic Studios nitrogen. That's what that one was. Let's see what this will bring us. I just like to play with placement sometimes because it affects how push the ink. So let's start with this one. We need our thing because invariably we spillage. Let's do this way first. Alrighty. So nice! Oh my gosh! I am loving. Okay, I gotta show you. All the glitter. Let me see if. Look at those two. And then this one and this one. Oh. And this didn't turn out too bad. That's a lot of sheen. The sheeniest sheen worked out. This is, I'm just loving this. All right. I want to show you something that I have started doing. So these are each of the items, the activities that I picked. I've actually glued the little strip. This will go next, the little strip down. So I have a record of what I did each day. These are the days, and what it is that I used on the day. So swatch the loudest purple ink, Roaring Klingner Solferino. Draw in a Zentangle, check. I don't have to say anything except that I completed that activity. Lord, that pen, look at this, look at this. I just used that pen for an instant, and I've never had Organic Studios nitrogen go so crazy. Lastly, you know what's coming. Last one is the bingo card. What number is this? This is 13. There is 13, lucky number 13. Want a little bit more, because I'm sure that's going to dry differently. Alrighty, day number 13 in the bag. Alrighty, for day 14 we have, come on, focus. Focus. There we go. Fill a parallel pen and draw shapes. Okay, I forgot I put that one down. Okay, let's, yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do this, we can do this. Let me get situated and we'll come right back. So I've decided to do a thing. I've decided to use my parallel pen. I have a parallel nib. I'm deviating from this, what it says, fill parallel pen. I am adding additions. I've decided to use the 1.5 millimeter nib that's in here. This is my Opus 88, and that's filled with the ink for today. But I've also decided to, when I say it's additions, I've also decided to use 1, 2, or 3 of these. These are the actual parallel pens that are already filled, and we'll see what colors they are. So these are the 2.4, the 3.8, and the 6.0 millimeters. I'm going to use these in addition to what's in this pen, and I will show you what's in this pen right now. So it is the Opus 88 with the parallel nib and Colorverse Christmas Star that was in the Colorverse calendar inks, and look, it has shimmer. I cannot, for some reason, one of my commenters said, "You're into shimmers." Yeah, I am into shimmers. So this is inked up in here. Let me swatch this. Let me go ahead and swatch this. Pen, Lamy Safari Joy, and ink. We will ink this up. decided to do, I've done my inky play, you've just seen the video. I am going to actually, to be able to write in my journal for today, I'm going to take out the parallel nib from here to put it back in its owner, just so I have a place where I keep the nib and it stays in the right one. I was going to get the nib that came with it. This is a little bead jar that I use for nibs, so I can find them easily. This is the Opus 88 demonstrator stub nib. I don't want a stub nib, so I'm not going to use that. But put that away. I have a medium nib in here, so I'm going to take the medium nib from this Opus Omar, and I'm going to put it in this demonstrator. So I'm basically using the same pen, but let me make sure that's upright. But I will be swapping out the nib. Oops. Oh, that almost came out of there. Whoa, that was quick. So I'm taking that out, swapping into Omar, and I'll make a note of this in my notes. Putting the parallel nib back in, and I will use that at some point down the line, but let's put that back in there. And we will close that up. And then, because it's a new nib in there, I'm going to turn it upside down in that jar I showed you to make sure that the ink flows to the spice. Alrighty, what's next? Oh yeah, the rest of the video. The rest of the day's swatching. Alrighty, here we go. This is by far my favorite part of the whole process. Just getting to fill in this bingo card. Look at all that gold shimmer. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, nicely done.